I'm here with George Perry, and George, we are just going to ignore everyone here for a little while. But tell me about you. Where are you from? What do you do? What's going on with your life?
Okay, so in May 2018, I left the army. I'd been an officer in the Signals. This time 2 years ago, I was in Estonia, where I had a big rethink because I was away from home for the first time for Christmas. While I was there, I read 1984, and I had a big rejig with what my values were. Ecological things became very important to me, and I realised that while I was in the army, I couldn't really do anything that was worthwhile in that regard.
Okay.
So I left in May and went travelling to people who were living off the grid, living off the land, at organic farms, permaculture places, eco lodges and hostels. Carried on doing that until about March last year. Then I went to the Extinction Rebellion,
Okay.
which I got arrested for at the time because, you know,
Nice.
you talk about this higher purpose thing. At that time in my life, I had no idea how I might serve a higher purpose in any other way. I didn't know what I
Okay.
could bring.
And where are you now? Like, what's going on with you right now?
Right now, well, that was a worthwhile experience. I've started writing a lot. I write a lot of poetry now.
Okay.
Some of it's sort of protest Extinction Rebellion themed, some of it is anti-militarism.
Okay.
And it just exploded once I'd started acting in that way. I found I'd been journaling and I was just keeping more and more notes. And now I've written a novel which is set in the very near future, which would be a bunch of stuff that I think if it came true, it'd be really cool. Kind of like a Limitless 2.
Okay. All right. So you're writing, you feel like you've found your purpose, your higher purpose, you're channeling something. You feel
Yeah.
like you're on the right path
Yeah.
for what you're doing, which is not the path you used to be on.
Yeah.
And you've got the experience in that, military and stuff, which is, I think it's good. It's a nice contrast
Yeah.
to show people.
Yeah.
But is it not going as fast as you want it to go? You said you still feel some hesitation or trepidation in pitching your novel? Or
Yeah.
where's that resistance point or challenge right now?
This is something I find very interesting because it's something that comes from the past often. It's the way you've been conditioned. I've deconditioned myself from the military significantly.
Right.
From my childhood and whatever before that, who knows? But now I've written this thing which is quite outrageous and I don't know who might want to publish it.
Okay.
Because there's some things in there which are at the moment very taboo, that we both seem to be waiting for that moment when everybody's opinion just switches about these matters and everything becomes acceptable.
Okay. All right. And so what do you think is the problem and what is bothering you?
Oh, I don't know. I think I might be just a bit snagging in my head that it is thought crime.
Okay.
That it's a work of fiction that's so far away from anything that's reasonably acceptable that no one will touch it.
Okay. And you're worried about being rejected?
I suppose so, yeah.
Okay. And you're worried about people telling you this is crazy, you're no good, etc. And has anyone given you feedback on your writing yet? Or is it all kind of with you and a few of your peers?
A little bit. I've had a friend of mine read some of my stuff and she went, oh, this is good,
Okay.
But
without
the main body of the text of the story is still...
in yours. Okay. Well, one of my great mentors says, I've never seen a business plan fail on paper. And, I've never seen a novel that's not been read, not feel like a success. So you're never going to know until you actually get out there and get criticism and have people punch holes in your business idea or your novel. So that natural trepidation for wanting to share that is natural. But if you look at all the successful writers in history and the successful painters, one thing they always did was publish, right? That's what they, even the Beatles published.
Yeah.
But the Beatles is a great example because everyone thinks they were massively successful, and they were. But we all remember about 3% of their songs. A lot of them were absolute garbage. And yet what they kept doing was publishing and publishing and publishing. So there's a lot of authors out there that are amazing, but we've never heard of because they're where you are right now. So my question for you is, you think you have a great story and great ideas, right?
I think so.
You do. I can feel it, right? You do.
Okay, thank you.
So how would you feel if you died and those just sat in your paper?
Well, I don't know what happens when you die.
Okay. But I mean, what if no one ever saw those ideas? I mean, do you think they're going to help the world?
Oh yeah, well,
Do you feel passionate about that?
Yeah, that's why I wrote the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose there would be no reason that I had been here unless that stuff gets out.
Right, right. How does that feel knowing that? Well, I mean, go even more. I mean, you're on the Extinction Rebellion protests, or you look at someone like Greta that's out there, and she's not extinct, but she's really, given up a lot of her life and pushing these ideas. And I went to the protests at Parliament a few months ago, and it's in our latest movie. And I mean, it was really moving seeing all these kids out there. I mean, these 9-year-olds and 10-year-olds. I mean, they're like spending a lot of their time protesting. And I'm just wondering, like, how would it make you feel if your work didn't help these people? Because there are people that are dying on this planet unless things are going to change.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
what I'm trying to do is try to get you to tap into their livelihood and their lives.
Yeah.
And just understand that your work could change their lives. Do you feel that or not?
Yes, but it seems like such a long shot.
Okay. Well, what is holding you back, do you think?
The thing's not perfect yet.
Okay.
There's some bits that...
But since when does George have to be perfect?
Well, yeah.
Why does it have to be perfect? Because this is
Yeah.
something everyone struggles with. But why does it have to be perfect for you? Who's judging you?
Well-
Who's been your biggest critic your whole life? Is there someone that was always like pouncing on you when it wasn't right?
Well, yeah, I had a difficult time when I was a kid because I was scrawny and ginger and got all the names in the book,
All right.
And
So you
always spent a lot of time on my own, and I think only recently have I started coming back and being with people in a proper adult way.
Okay. So
Because
you got taunted in school. What was that like?
A bit grim. I think I remember saying to my mum and dad once, bullied at home, bullied at school, nowhere to be.
You said that to them.
Yeah, and that I think hurt my mum and dad quite bad because they knew what I was in the middle of them. But even before I was getting names at school, I was always very lonely. I was always content playing with my own toys on my own.
Bullied at home too?
Oh, that was at a school thing, but I had a hard time with my dad. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a pretty rough.
Yeah, I've got a theory about how the institution that you might volunteer to serve in will hijack that whole relationship that you may have or may not have had with your father.
So the military was a substitute for maybe a father figure or a
Yeah.
strong male type giving you some discipline and structure.
Yeah, and then I found another one of those who was sort of my ecological uncle down in Somerset, and then there's guys like you on the internet who have got that presence there that you can really learn something from when you see them in their element.
All right, so searching for father figures is what's going on here, maybe.
Perhaps.
I think so.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you, George. I thought about this the other day. If I think about what I'm doing here on London Real, I mean, is there any coincidence that I keep having strong male figures on here to tell me how to live my life? I mean, think about it. Dorian Yates, Ido Portal, John Joseph, Dan Pena.
Yeah.
I mean, the other day I was like, oh my God, this is a reflection on me trying to find strong male role models to teach me how to live my life without fear.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what it occurred to me? Everyone seems to be taking their turns in putting their head above the parapet a certain amount,
Yeah.
Who is ever the top dog? Nobody knows, but...
But I mean, is that something you're searching for too? I mean, is it, because we have that fear of being judged, because that's what perfection comes from.
Yeah.
It comes from you being worried that you're not going to be good enough because you spent your life being persecuted by people. Well, you don't even want to put your head up, even when you know deep inside you have great content or potentially great content, right? I mean, if it's flowing and you're feeling it, there's something there.
Yeah.
But but you're hiding it from people. I mean, that's got to feel horrible, no?
Well, yeah.
It is horrible.
It is a bit horrible, yeah. And even I've got a regular gig now I do on Friday and Saturday nights in a little cafe at home. And even with some of my poems there, I was really holding back because they are dark and they speak of our times like it's near the end.
Right.
And I like to make people aware of that.
We need that.
Yeah.
But you're feeling like you need to hold back still.
Well, I figure it's all this darkness. Why should I carry all this darkness to people and bring them? I think I was scared it might bring them down.
But you're saying that because you're just trying to find a reason not to stick your head up and step up and be the guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're bringing all that old baggage still with you. And so even when you have something that is potentially moving to people, and let's be honest, Dark Messages have moved people. The book 1984, all the things you're talking about, those actually get more change than the happy movies.
Yeah.
And yet still, you're going to be playing small. So this is what the rest of your life looks like, George, is you continuing to play small. Most people will never even get a chance that you have right now, which is to connect with something you can channel that's amazing, that you think will change the world. My question with you, are you going to fucking sit here and be small and fuck it all up? Or are you going to find a way to step up and get it out there in front of people? That's my question.
The latter.
How are we going to do that, man? You got to come to terms with all of this pain in your childhood. You got to come to terms and find a way to combat your default, which is to go, maybe wait, it's not perfect. People are going to react. They're not going to like me. I mean, you need to say, fuck them.
Yeah.
This is a bigger purpose, and I don't give a shit what they think about me.
Yeah.
Can you say that to me?
Fuck it. I don't give a fuck what those motherfuckers out there think, and I'm just going to smash it to bits, Brian.
Say it louder.
I'm going to do it.
Fuck them.
I'm going to do it and fuck them.
Who gives a shit what they think? I think it's fucking amazing, and I'm going to put it out there, and I don't care what anyone thinks.
Who gives a shit what they think? I certainly don't. If you do, then fuck you. I'm going to do it anyway. How's about that then, huh?
Fucking hell, man. Look at you, man. I'd fucking follow you into battle right now. I mean, seriously, I would, man. Fuck. Yeah.
Well,
but if you get in front of an audience and deliver with that passion, your spoken word, fucking hell, man.
Oh, you want to hear one?
Yeah.
All right. We're at a news desk, aren't we?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. News flash. We're living in an era of false flags and hashtags. The proxy wars are waging, filling up the body bags. Bloody hands are clapping while they're chauffeured round in black Jags. Special report, you're tuning in, and then the picture lags. And for a moment all that you can do is hear the sound of distant bombing, danger coming near, bringing to your living room your nightly fix of fear. Don't watch no more, but even so I shed a tear. The people on your screens, they're human too. Capable of good just like me and you, but controlled by the greed and the power of a few. It's dirty business that they're made to do. Right now we're living in a constant state of grief, with propaganda as a system of belief, with constant stress and sickness and no true relief, soldiers dying for a system that's perpetuating beef. All hail to our leader, who's a different class of class clown. The figurehead is laughing, but behind the mask, a dark frown, divide and conquer tactics and the yes men keeping it down. But how a wiser path that induces a breakdown. We're living in an era of false flags and hashtags. But not for much longer, Brian. Not with good people like you and I around.
That's fucking epic, my man.
Thank you, man.
Right?
Thank you, yeah.
All right, you've got this now. I mean, you can see your power. This is clear, all right? And so this is your new mindset, okay? That old fucking George is gone, all right? That kid from the school, the trauma at home, the trauma at the school, I don't give a shit about that anymore. Now you are the leader of this new movement, all right? If you die, we're all fucked. That's the way you got to wake up every morning and think, it's my responsibility to lead, okay? So you got to resist all of your old negative thought patterns. You got to purge all of these knee-jerk reactions you have to being judged, all right? Next thing I need you to do is what I call pay price to action. That means I need you to make sure you're forcing yourself to getting out and doing the things that you've been avoiding. So that means, what do we have to do to get you in front of people pitching your novel? What do we have to do to get you in front of bigger audiences, belting out your poetry with maximum verve? I need you to tape yourself. I need to get that on YouTube. So I need an action plan from you of what the next 4 weeks look like. And I need you out of your comfort zone like every single day in what you're doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I need a commitment from you today. What does that look like? What can you commit to me right now that makes sure you can't go back on it, that's going to force you to get out there and get over the old patterns? Because you can't just wake up every morning and say, I'm not going to be the old George, because you're going to be him again. So what can we do? What can you promise me right now and pay the price to action to know that you're taking this to the next level? What is it? You know what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Because otherwise, it's your brain trying to trick you into being the small
Yeah,
George. What
I
do you want to
think-
be?
Well, I need to contact publishers and send them the manuscript.
Yeah, okay, that's okay, but then they can come back to you and take their time. You know, can we be more proactive?
I need to stick myself on the internet more with vlogs and blogs
Yeah.
about what I'm doing.
You need a daily vlog about what's gone on your mind. You need a daily video poem of something you just did right now. And I need a daily print post. Maybe it's the poem or something else that you're printing out there. Could be on Instagram, could be on a blog format, but I need this daily stuff from you. And I need you in bigger and bigger venues and scenes. So that means you're coming to London, you're getting up in front of the spoken word crowds or wherever you have to be, and you're presenting this stuff, and you're taping it and publishing it. That you're gonna have to do that. The next 4 weeks, I need an action plan. Can you do that?
Yeah.
To where you're having like major appearances, or at least you're pushing yourself to get on these things. And I want you to identify 10 publishers that are reasonable. Don't go after the people that are publishing Jordan Peterson's book because they're going to say no because you're new. But someone that will actually publish you or help you even get a minor publishing deal. This
Yeah.
is what's important.
Yeah.
But I need you to pay this price to action and tell everyone you're going to do this and tell me. How does that sound?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
All right. And you're going to have to find someone to hold you accountable. Do you have someone that can?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about all this?
Like I've stepped out of my comfort zone and I'm, my entrails are quivering.
But it feels good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, dude. Anybody just watching right now, you're the guy. And the thing is, you knew you were the guy. And you know you're the guy because when you're writing this stuff, it's flowing from you.
Yeah.
And it's part of your mission and purpose.
Yeah.
And yet, you being in your head and allowing your past to define you could rob this world of a great resource. You know how many Georges are out there right now that are going to go to their grave and we're never going to know their gift? Hundreds of thousands of them. Don't be that fucking guy. It's disrespectful to me. It's disrespectful to the rest of humanity. It's disrespectful to the planet. And if you really mean those words you just talked about, then you have to step up.
Yeah.
And if you don't step up, then everything you just said is bullshit.
It is, isn't
Hashtags and body bags, that's all bullshit.
It is, isn't
And
it?
you're another spoken word bullshit artist out
Yeah.
there. Do you want to be that guy?
No.
You hate that guy.
I don't like that guy.
I know you
Yeah.
do. I hate that guy. So every time the next George comes into your head that is the play small George, the I think about being bullied in school George, that I think way about my dad treating me George, you're going to be like, well, does that mean I'm going to be a wannabe spoken word? Does that mean I'm not the genuine guy? No. Fuck that. I'm not going to be that guy. And that
Yeah.
means you got to push through every time and prove that you're the real deal and show up. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's a way to sicken yourself into not doing that behavior anymore. Because every time you play small, you're a fake. And you don't want to be a fake. Because you're protesting against all the fake news out there. You're fake news when you don't get up there and do it.
Yeah.
I'm saying that. I'm putting that in your head right now. Don't be the fake guy. Be the real guy. The real guy gets out there, puts his balls on the line every day, and does the hard work. All the guys you admire, George Orwell was probably not applauded when he wrote that book, had to live in a lot of bullshit, right?
Yeah.
All the great movers in history, from Martin Luther King back to all these people, went through a lot of bullshit. We celebrate them now. They had difficult lives. So guess what? You're going to have a difficult life for the next few months or years, but it's also going to be massively rewarding. All right?
Yeah.
George, you're a good man. I love your vibe, your energy, and your poems. All right?
Thank you,
Go
Brian.
make me proud and make us proud. All right?
Yeah, bro.
Cool, man. Love it. Thanks, man. All right, folks. That's it. Real deal. We're out. We'll have a couple people here next week. If you're interested, email us, and that's it. Keep this man accountable. Bye.
At London Real, we believe that individual transformation can change the world. Join us and start your journey today.